These men and women I'm describing in this example, do what Joe Biden did in the first presidential debate, and what most people here on Capitol Hill in Seattle do, walking and observing, laughing and being social now during a coronavirus pandemic, with unemployment, dying and death, confusion, and depression now. Mr. President Donald Trump says Joe Biden goes, and points and speaks truth directly to a viewer with intensity now, describing his consciousness and awareness, attention and concentration and focus on their needs to end racism, help their emotions during a pandemic, coronavirus killing hundreds of thousands, poor and suffering and poverty, with no job, no work, no support from a House or Senate, deadlocked on giving illegal immigrants support and free citizenship now. A president using humor with brain, linguistics with mind, and an opponent who's had brain aneurysms and neurosurgery visits. Now, who those masses and crowds and powerful elite and politically intelligent say has been bullied as much as Hillary Clinton was during her campaign when he went to Russia and colluded now. Any word, any phrase, any ridiculous sound Mr. President Donald Trump says now receives punishment, negative news coverage, with proclamations he wants white supremacy and doesn't do what he should to solve the mathematical equation Black Lives Matter provides in their documents on their website, with cognitive dissonance and Marxist philosophy to teach a public world, civilization, country, city, state, correct verbal usage and allowable language and speech when speaking to a powerful and strong, loved and well received. Second candidate for a presidency of the United States of America. These men and women in this building I speak of now and give as an example description on Capitol Hill in Seattle, Washington, who have more friends than His Holiness the Dalai Lama and a Pope in a Vatican. And more positivity from their counselor and social worker, psychologist, psychiatrist, doctor, and nurse for how well they're adapting to a new behavioral standard with biopsychology, neuropsychology, neuropsychiatry, psychiatry, and neurology within a discipline of medicine now. Punishment and discipline. In other words, they are using correctly and receiving appropriately now. Stimulation, reward. Within their mystery of consciousness, they call a philosophy of mind, a system with processes of government. And climate change eliminated from better, more fair conditions in a civilization and world on a planet Earth floating in outer space now. In a galaxy, in a universe, those scientists who say to behave or face punishment and not receive their stimulation as a reward, and rather have to go to a hospital and live in poverty and suffering from their taxes they donate on their paychecks they receive from Google and Microsoft and Facebook and Twitter, engineering software, spaceships at SpaceX and satellites at NASA now, remotely working when a chef has their kitchen closed, from a governor, Jay Inslee, and Ms. Durkin, a mayor with a city council, who all agree free services are spectacular and awesome and a good response to the word great on a Donald Trump hat a little boy wears and has taken off by two women who don't agree with his choice and decision making and bully him in front of a mother terrorized by strangers now. Unfortunately, the United States of America, back to the 1700s, 1600s, if you're watching a New York Times website project for equality now, numbers, math, history, language, letters, sentences. People have been fighting for freedom for over 400 years now almost. And alongside those warriors and those soldiers, there's a smart, brilliant, and intelligent intellectual philosopher who's saying they can't accomplish their goal and succeed with their objective now and purpose. Pastors write about in sermons in churches, talking about Jesus and God and praying and worshiping. After being read texts and passages from a Bible now. National security, with technology instead of televisions in homes and refrigerators in kitchens, with mothers with aprons and fathers dressed in railroad uniforms. Includes hacking, sabotage, online on internet, and terrorism in public, domestically supported by other regimes and systems of government in other countries on a planet Earth, floating in outer space, in a galaxy, in a universe now. And how the choice for acceptable behavior and language in decision making and choices are simulated with artificial intelligence and reinforced with machine learning and algorithms as a reward for those who vote for a man whose deficit they declare a benefit for emotions and social awareness, and receives attention from newspapers and CNN anchors, and motivates and inspires pot smokers, drug addicts, weed lovers, and cannabis connoisseurs now. And doesn't worry or concern anybody in a civilization, in a world on planet Earth, an object now, called these names and described with these letters by those in power now who don't allow homosexuality, or some lazy Tibetan, they say in China, to pray in a monastery with mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, and elect and find a new Dalai Lama to succeed in aging and older His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama now. Who declare gay marriage a crime. And activism about those words now cause for poisoning, theoretically now.